They haven't made by, a report by congressional districts in a few years, but we have in the past,
But
yes.
you should have to.
We
You
can
now
do
have
that.
it.
Yep, so you can come down here and you
And
can
all
do,
those
We
groups
get a
are-
lot of public records requests
Yeah.
for it, but, you know, we just,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
all
can
those groups come over from capture, whatever you, districts and everything you have set up in there?
Yeah, so I can report on districts,
Whatever we
anything I
have.
want to. So I can add a new report, so you just right click here and you can add a summary report. I can call it whatever I want. And then I can come down here and drop it down to the precinct split level or district level if I wanted to, and then just choose those. Okay?
Or poll, right?
Or poll.
Yeah, you can report by poll.
Yep.
Do a poll report.
So, the reports, I'm just gonna run one. We made them pretty, yeah.
People always want to know turnout in Cleveland, and we make them take an Excel spreadsheet and do the math.
Sure.
But is this something new that we can more easily do a report by city?
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could create a customer, like if you know you always have a person that's always gonna come and ask for that specific report, you can actually create a custom report, call it whatever you want, right? Like city, I can customize whatever I want, to pull whatever city or precinct, district, whatever, and save that, and you'll notice it adds it. Hold on, I gotta switch back to it'll add it down here. Alright, so they can pre-populate. Those also pull over election to election. So I don't have to rebuild them every single election.
Now, if we wanted to get a report that showed results by early voters, would we'd probably have to set that up in our end, because I don't know if they're segregated, I guess vote by mail and.
they're not segregated.
We'd have to set up a category
Yeah.
and capture for the early voter part.
Yeah. You could absolutely do that if you set up a reporting group for early voting, and then all the polls that you use, the states that use for early voting, read in. Then I can come up here and do a custom group and just choose early in person, and only the early in person results will show up.
Okay.
It's not go crazy.
All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and run one of these reports.
Can I ask about statistical counters now? Like, so it's not an option in this version, is that correct? Like, it's not a part of this. When will it be brought back? You know, something we had in Unity that, you know, was removed from electionware, or just,
Are
cause
you
now.
Are you talking about page statistical counters?
Yeah. You know, we have a hard time, actually,
Right.
right now, how we figure out how many page twos that we have is that we pray that across the whole election, there's one race that's always on a page two, that makes it kind of easier for us. And then
Right.
we see how many people, you know, voted in that race. With the express vote in the mix, we won't be able to do that, because that's gonna be only counted as a page.
It'll always be one page.
Page.
There'll always be one page on Express,
Right.
unless you have to go to two.
Right,
cards.
so we'll no longer be able to say, hey, this race is always on page two, because on the express vote, it's now on page one.
You can do ballot style, right? Ballot style report. By style.
Yeah, you could do a style report to say where it shows up.
Like if it
But is
goes
that-
on
But
the
that's
same
still not gonna
page
break
for the
up your-
paper ballot.
Yeah, it's not gonna come into these reports that way, because, you know, page two may not be a page two with this, right?
Is there thought of bringing that back? I mean, we balance down to the sheet of paper here, and now that, I mean, I think that that's taking.
I'll check, I
Okay.
don't know the answer to that, as far as
For
page
what
two
it's worth, we'd
counters.
love it to come back.
Right.
I'm just saying that for a while.
Okay, I'll ask about that and see if that's something that they'd look to bring in back, or that there is a way to do it, I'm not aware of, but I'll find out.
Well, I don't know who this question goes to, but I'm never able to reconciliate the exact number of returned ballots that are valid with the results.
That's a Macaulay question.
We've never figured it out.
Well, we can
We
cover that.
think that perhaps the report that we generate includes rejected and some other categories where once our system gets told that somebody's asked for a ballot, if something happens, that never goes away if it gets fixed, or they ask for an additional ballot. I don't want to take up everybody's time with this, but yeah, I talked to Patrick about
It
that.
doesn't really have anything to do
I didn't know if it did. I didn't know.
No, because electionware represents ballots that we tabulate, physical ballots that we
Right.
have in our hands. That doesn't have anything to do with how many ballots are returned or rejected or anything like that. Once it comes to the warehouse and we scan it, that's all that the system can show us.
But what I hear from Brian is, well, we only count page ones, so some of the assumption was a lot of people lose their page one somewhere along the line.
Yeah, the public count on all the, at least the current version we're on only ticks up on the page one, so that's why
And
we
that's
do
still
a
the same.
discrepancy.
Because you're not guaranteed that they're gonna print
Right,
page two, and
or if
then
they
you won't be
just
able to
return to page
consolidate.
two, they may not return to page one, so,
Right.
you know,
But-
Absentee may open an envelope, it may only be a page two, so.
One thing that
Count
might
for that,
help
not for us.
is the ballot status accounting that prints out at the top that you were talking about before, where it says ballots for code and all those. We have that where it can be broken down by ballot style and by express vote card, so you can actually see how many cards.
The thing is, at that point, we don't know which absentee voter that is that only chose to do that, so we are gonna always have, you
Yeah.
know, that, so.
Discrepancy.
Yep.
Right, so we'll never be able to have a perfect reconcile.
Not unless we barcode each page of the ballot.
Right.
Okay, I'll just give up then.
But you can drill down to some statistical counters here. You can run, again, we try to make it as flexible as we can to get you whatever kind of reports you want. Now, I tell that to you, but you can decide what reports you want to do. Okay. Other options here, we'll talk about this in a second. We can actually show the write-in names on the reports now as you assign them. So once you go through and assign your write-ins, you can check this on, and the write-ins will actually be on the report, tabulated together with the turnout percentage. And I'll show you that soon. The other one is, real quick, is custom table report. This is for like your Canvas. I'll just run it real quick. It's very similar to the ERM Canvas reports. I don't know if you guys use those or not, but it's the one where it's kind of like up and down.
We use them.
Yep, so you can use this, and again, you can use this custom table, and you can use it to drill down and create whatever kind of Canvas report you want.
I have a quick question, which might go back to the 850, as far as write-ins, I don't know, if we're gonna talk about like on-screen adjudication or whatever, but you can do that there then? Or do you have to, like, if you scan your ballot, like, do you get to pick, you know, see if it's a valid write-in, or do we still bring it in and like do that separately?
You would, yeah,
Option.
yeah, you would do that, so you can set the trays to output whatever you want,
Right.
but you can't do any like screen adjudication on the 850, it's all done here.
Okay.
And I'll show you that.
So just to kind of clarify, if you're gonna do it on the front end, like for a ballot that's unprocessed, that's on the front end. But if you're gonna save the image, that's when it becomes available to adjudicate in the software. So only saved ballot images will move on here.
Right. So anything that you outstack won't be in here, but if you turn all your sorts off and just run everything, you can do all your adjudication on the back end. And that's up to you, however you wanna do that.
Even though we outstack it, we're still saving.
Well,
them.
you can set it as the middle bin is processed or unprocessed.
Yeah.
Yes, so if it's processed and outstacked to the middle bin, it'll be available in the software.
Okay.
But if it's outstacked to the middle bin is unprocessed, not available
Okay.
here. Or if it's the top bin, not available here.
Yep. Does that make sense? Okay. Again, these are just different exports that we can do, plain text. We now have an XML and a custom export, so we can actually take, you can give us, we call it XLS, that you can give us, you can customize, import that, and then all of your exports will be in that format. So we can do custom exports now too. And it's, CSV export. Any questions on reports? Again, just to show you what they look like, I'm gonna turn our little bar chart percentage on, which is kind of cool. So what we did is we tried to make them a little more pretty than ERM reports. So this is what the reports would look like. That would be page one. And then now you have the little bar chart percentage of turnout for that candidate, and that's an option you can turn on or off. Okay, so that's what the reports look like now. Okay, those are exportable, they're savable, PDF, HTML, all that same information you
Is
can.
there a way to make the page break so like the race isn't interrupted?
No, there's not a way to make that page break. No. We are bringing into, again, in the 6040 or 6100, we'll actually have consolidated reports, which is you can either run it this way, or you can run with ERM-like reports. reports as well. Okay, any more questions on reports before I go into ballot adjudication? Yeah.
Are there still similar like ASCII web like export files that we would use to, post it on our website election night?
Yeah, so this can again be exported as HTML, or you can come down here and do again that plain text export, or any of these XML exports that could possibly be put up on your website. But I would assume you'll probably just export this as an HTML and then upload. Is that what you're doing now in ERM?
Right now, we export the precinct ASCII file, and then we kind of combine it with like a polls. Like right now, we set it up to have results by polling locations
Okay.
for 6 by polls. So then we kind of combine it with that other file between the two.
Sure.
We're able to like, tell the public what the results are, how many sticks we have in, how many precincts we have in.
Okay, yeah, so you can create as many of these exports as you want, and then, assign them whatever you want. You can drill down to the precinct or whatever and have them export. So you have one going exported out for the state, and then one getting exported out for your website. The ASCII file. Yeah. Yeah, you see how you can change the export location? You can say, I want this one to go here for my web, and I want this one to go here for the state. And I can just add as many exports in as I want to. Okay. Ballot adjudication. So this is where you can do your online ballot adjudication now. So what it did is I just read in all of these ballots, and I'm going to, you'll notice on the side here, I